Hi, this is Andy Filipiuk in Toronto for the week of June the 12th. Last week, the Bank of Canada held a press conference where they outlined their position on the current situation in the Canadian banking system and the Canadian economy. Chair Stephen Poloz was quick to point out the resiliency in the Canadian bank sector and downplayed the problems currently happening in the subprime space. He attributed the problems there specific to home capital, and he praised the subprime lending as an area that's done very well in the past in providing loans to Canadians who generally can't get them through the normal process. Deputy Chair Carolyn Wilkins went out of her way to explain that the Canadian banking system or housing market is quite different from the US, in that we have tougher laws, better lending standards, and didn't have nearly the level of securitization that they did when their market cracked 10 years ago. Stephen Poloz also pointed out that the housing markets in Vancouver and Toronto have been driven largely by good growth in jobs and immigration, kind of downplaying the bubble aspect of it. While it's understandable that the Bank of Canada would not want to highlight any weaknesses, they may not be too aware of really what's happening. For example, when lending tightened in the major banks several years ago, a lot of this lending went into the subprime space, and as a result, the subprime space has grown tremendously and in fact may be facing real difficulties because of the growth, i.e. their lending standards went down. But to put this all in perspective, it truly is incredible to see a housing bubble like what we've seen in Vancouver and Toronto and still have the Bank of Canada rate at 0.5%. Normally you don't get housing bubbles when an economy is that weak, and that's the reason why we haven't raised rates in Canada, is that the economy still isn't there. So you won't find this in any economic textbooks anywhere. Thanks for watching.